Is your smoke detector chirping and driving you crazy? So is this one. So I'm going to show you in this video exactly how to pull it down, how to figure out what's going on with it, and how to either replace the battery or replace the unit. So let's get started. Finding which smoke detector is chirping is your first major problem. So the best way to do it is close the door and just sit in the room until it chirps. And then once you've identified which one is chirping, you're going to want to remove the smoke detector by simply grabbing it and twisting it to the left. And once it comes down, basically you can take a look at it. And this will tell you which type of smoke detector you have. You either have a plugged-in smoke detector, where you would actually have wires coming out of the ceiling, or you have a battery-operated smoke detector. That's what we have here, is a battery-operated smoke detector. So the first thing that you could do with your battery-operated smoke detector is replace the battery. Simple enough. So most of them have a battery compartment on the side. You flip that open, you remove it, it's a 9-volt battery. Some of them also have the battery compartment on the front of them as well. So you're going to want to go ahead and replace this battery with this unit. On this unit as well, we replaced the battery, it still chirped. So what you're going to want to do in that case is always look at the back of the smoke detector. Now on the back of every smoke detector there is a date of manufacture. And you can see here, this was manufactured on January 22nd, 2007. Now, the little tip about smoke detectors is they are only good for 10 years. After 10 years, you need to replace it. Today, it is 2019. So this is more than 10 years old. This was actually in 2007. So since this kept chirping, even with a new 9-volt battery, we're going to go ahead and replace this unit. Even if it doesn't chirp with a new 9-volt battery, it's probably really smart to replace this with a new unit because it was manufactured in 2007. So it is actually 2 years over the 10-year mark. It is 12 years old. This smoke detector needs to be replaced. So since it is a battery-operated wireless smoke detector, we're going to go ahead and replace it with one just like it. All right, you can get these for probably the cheapest on Amazon. I will put a link in the description below to where you can find these wired or wireless battery-operated smoke detectors. You can find them on Amazon. That's the cheapest way to get them. So I picked this guy up at Amazon, and it is made by Kitty. That's the biggest manufacturer. And obviously, if you want to check, you can take a look at the back here. This was manufactured November 24th, 2018. So it's probably, what, 4 or 5 months old. Still a good unit. And always on the side, there's a little place here where you can put date of install, and you could write that on there. And 10-year battery replace at or after, and then the date 10 years from now. So that's kind of cool. You get to write the date from 10 years from now. So basically what we're going to want to do, up in the ceiling, there is this sconce ring here. We're going to take off our old one. That was from our old smoke detector. Put this one up, and this is going to mount here, and we're going to turn that to the right and click it in. This unit here is a 10-year smoke detector, wireless, fully battery powered, so the battery is not serviceable. So once you turn it onto this little sconce, it turns this here, and that turns it on for the next 10 years. So you never have to touch this thing until it starts beeping, and which should be about 10 years down the road. Once you get it up, obviously there's a place here to push it, to test it, to make sure that it's operating. I also want to take a moment here and describe to you what it would look like if you had a wired-in smoke detector system. So you would see these wires sticking out of the ceiling. You would have a black wire and a white wire, and sometimes a red or an orange wire sticking out of the ceiling. This one basically just interconnects all of the smoke detectors to other smoke detectors in the house. If you only have one smoke detector, or this is the last one in the chain, you only have a black and a white coming out of the ceiling. So you're going to want to take, this is the new plug-in that comes with a wired-in smoke detector. They look exactly the same. This one has a serviceable battery. You pull this tab to make it operate. And this little unit here plugs right into the back right there. And so it plugs in just like that. So you're going to want to obviously hook this black wire right up to the black wire coming out of the ceiling, and this white wire hooking right up to the white wire coming out of the ceiling. And if you have a red wire, obviously that. You're going to want to turn the power off to the house before you do this, because it is obviously live 120 volts, but that's how you replace a wired-in smoke detector. We're going to go ahead and put in our wireless smoke detector right now, our battery-operated one, so let's get to it. Okay, we got our old smoke detector already taken down, so now we just got to remove this ring. This is just the mounting ring, held in by 2 Phillips screws. Most of the time. Sometimes they're flathead. So you just remove those 2 guys. You don't have to remove them all the way because they got these cool little clips, so it just comes out just like this. Now we're ready for our new one. Our new one is a little bit bigger, so obviously the holes don't line up. So we're going to go ahead and use one of the holes and put this screw into that hole. All right, now we got our mounting ring up there. We're ready to put our smoke detector up. And again, this smoke detector is activated just by simply turning it onto the ring. So first things first, I'm going to go ahead and write the date of install onto this smoke detector. Got my dates written on there, 4/8/2019. And I'm speaking to the future here. Replace in 10 years of April of 2029. We're going to go ahead and put it on and twist it to the right. And when it activates, it makes that chirping sound. So if we want to make sure that it's working, we can go ahead and push this button here to test it. There we go. All right, so we know our smoke detector is working. We tested it. We got our dates written on there. So this smoke detector is good to go. Thank you all so much for tuning in. And remember, you can purchase this smoke detector on Amazon using the link in the description below. Thank you all so much, and I hope you have a fantastic day.